Recently, I was invited on an adventure back to the days of traveling by rail in the early 20th century. Now, I enjoy learning about this time of history, but I'm no rail enthusiast. So this trip was actually the first time I had even ridden on a train. My friend Dylan, who has been producing documentaries about the railroad industry for years, invited me on this trip. And unlike our usual vlogs, this one is significantly slower. So sit back, take your time, and enjoy the ride with us as we go back to the 1920s. This is so cool.
This is our car.
I love it.
Get in right here. Look at this. It's beautiful.
This is really neat.
I've never been in the Clover Colony car before.
Okay.
Oh, last table on the right. This is us.
All right.
This old fan you would find on a car back in the 50s.
Wow.
I wonder. No, they're sealed. Okay. This is really something.
This is really cool.
Really nice. So we made it on. Yes, we did. So the moment that we walked into the station, immediately the Ticketmaster was standing in there with a clipboard, and he said,
Frisk, and I'll take it. For the timing, I'll take a mispronunciation of my last name.
Look at this. This is beautiful.
This is
beautiful
great.
Flowers, beautiful silverware. Look, original. Like this.
We've got several spoons here. We've got several different options.
Yes.
Work your way out in.
And let's see, take a look at the original.
Very
This is
historical.
original.
Very historical.
What is this? Syracuse, New York. So this
Syracuse, China.
Syracuse. Oh, no. Syracuse China Company, made in USA. See, it's easy to assume.
I've gone exploring. Look at this little compartment. Isn't that cool? Here's the restroom. Look at this. Peeking again, there is even a shower in here. Look at this. That is cool. So you have the modern, and then you have the retro. You have, look at that, hot, cold drain, razor blades, and the porter's cauldron. This is insane. I love exploring on my own without Dylan.
Karsten, would you like to try an hors d'oeuvre?
I would like to try a gherkin.
I'm gonna try an olive.
Okay.
Olive. I imagine this is exactly how olives in the 1920s tasted. The lights. That means the party's about to start. And on my side of the table, I just want to show the bread.
Oh, we have bread already.
Yes, we got some biscuits. Looks like we have sweet rolls prepared for us. So we just had our drink orders. You ordered sweet tea.
Yep.
And I ordered lemonade. We're gonna have some bis coming out pretty soon. Did you hear that?
I did not hear.
Tomato bis is coming out pretty soon. Yes.
That sounds like a blissful bisque.
It will be a very blissful bis, and we're gonna have a blissful time. We got a very good view so far, but we're gonna get even better views soon. We're gonna be crossing the Chickamauga River. We're going to be going through the Chattanooga National Cemetery.
All right, we are on our way.
We are on the move. We have departed.
All right.
We're
Got some
bound.
sweet tea, lemonade.
Yes, exactly. And some
There's the.
There's the station over there. Some of the museum pieces over there. Now, speaking of museum pieces,
This mound is.
this mound that was up there, or what is nowadays the Norfolk Southern Railroad. The track that we're going to be riding on belonged to the Central Georgia Railroad. This is World War, not even World War, Civil War era trackage that we're riding on right now.
So this is railroad history.
This is railroad history, yes. The car that we're riding on right now is called Clover Colony. It was built in 1920. So we are riding on a 101-year-old Pullman coach right now. Our engineer and our servers that are coming up are dressed like Pullman porters were back then.
It's very authentic.
Yes. In a moment, we're going to cross over the Chickamauga River. Thank you so much.
Okay. Let's dig in, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's do it. It's hot.
It's the spot.
It's hot. Yes, it does. It's got a good texture. I'm not a food critic. I don't know. I'm trying a little too hard right now.
Look at this.
There it is, the Chickamauga River.
Wild cotton.
Wild cotton still growing. Well, there are a lot of little hidden treasures around here. Below us right now is, I think, CSX trackage. Still in use.
So shipping tracks?
Oh yes. These are commercial tracks. These are commercial freight tracks. Yes. Nevertheless, the tracks are still in use, and Chattanooga is such a hub for rail travel right now. Between Norfolk Southern having a huge presence here, and then CSX having a big presence here, and short line railroads, and the museum tracks. So a big rail presence.
And this is, I think, personally, the most scenic spot that we've seen so far.
The junkyard.
I think it's very raw and authentic.
Which one of us is from art school?
Now, I have to say, as a first-time train rider, we're going at a very leisurely pace.
Yeah.
Is this normal, or
No,
would it go?
not this slow. Here we go. Some pieces of equipment on storage.
So very similar to what we're in.
Yeah, that's not something we would be riding in. You see, these are pieces that the museum owns that are awaiting restoration. See this boxcar right here?
Yep.
Probably will be, have the rust scraped off of it, remove any elements. And if you look just barely, you'll see Central of Georgia written on it. So I imagine they're going to be painting the Central of Georgia logo on that boxcar, the old Central of Georgia. There's a little tiny yellow locomotive that I'm guessing they're going to be restoring. United States Army, do you see that? It says United States Army on the side of it. Wow. That's rare.
We're kind of still in the territory of the museum right now.
Yeah, we're still on the museum's tracks.
Okay.
The museum has about 3 miles of track that they own. On that track, we're going to be going through the tunnel. We're going to be spending a lot of time in the tunnel if we're going this slow. To finish my statement earlier about how fast the trains go, the Somerville train, which is the longer train that I've ridden on, goes a lot faster than this.
Okay.
But this is nice. This is different. This is a different experience. This is all about the dinner experience.
Right.
So it works. It works. I don't mind it at all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Should you find it still making noises at you or mooing, or if it moves,
We'll use that.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
We're going to go for a centerpiece here. Very tender.
Oh, good. Good.
That's very creamy. That's real.
Yep.
That is too. It's all
Fresh.
very real. Now, we're still very much enjoying our meal, but we just got a signal that we're about to go into the infamous tunnel that I'm hearing about. I mean, when you lose cell signal, then you know you're out in the woods. So.
Have you lost cell
I've
signal?
lost cell signal.
Yeah.
We are on our own.
This is pure escapism.
It's a very authentic experience.
Yes, it is. Our porter has such a good sense of humor.
Yes.
Our waiter, rather, has such a good sense of humor. And it's just making this experience totally great.
Shout out to Daniel.
Is that his name?
If you would listen.
I can't hear you. That's why we have lapels, because people didn't shout in the 1920s.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
That is insanity.
It's ironic that the porter came in and said that 1 hour or
1 minute to
1 minute
sundown.
to sundown. I think he meant about 1 second to sundown.
It's like that Willy Wonka scene where you don't know where you're going.
Right, exactly.
This really feels like we're going faster now.
Yes.
It's like it's the middle of the night.
Right, I was saying a moment ago that there's a bit of an illusion here because we are going so slow. But because of the pitch black darkness of the tunnel, it almost feels as though it's like the middle of the night and we're going 100 miles an hour. Right. And we're enjoying our dinner at the same time. It's beautiful.
It's a really comfortable way of traveling. You have back support here, you have plenty of room, you have food, you have a tolerable companion with you. What more could you ask for? Maybe a more tolerable companion, but
We're going through the more urban parts of downtown Chattanooga now, and it's definitely a change of scenery. I think that's fair to say.
I think I'm out of the era.
But this is the general area where railroads like these served.
That's true.
And I mean, yes, they're not in the best of shape, but I mean that's the unfortunate reality because this is an industry that failed. largely. I mean, it is true.
know.
It's true. That's why we're on this. Hey, the
I'll have
museum
an
is
olive
different.
to that.
Hey.
Dylan's waving to oncoming traffic.
I like to wave on peasants.
That's my line. I like to wave at peasants. See, now it just seems like you stole one.
Yeah. I did. I'm sorry.
Don't steal my lines.
I'm
They're
sorry.
all I
I
have.
won't do. I'm sorry.
Drama on the train. For me, this is wild because you think about like the history of influential people that had to travel by train, and they did business on tables like this. They ate a lot of dinner here, a lot of roast beef. So, as someone who hasn't ridden on a train yet until now, as a history enthusiast, this is very neat.
Remember that Walt Disney created Mickey Mouse.
That's
on a
right,
train?
on a train. You can just imagine on tables like this how many meals and conversations have been had around here. And now we're here.
Yeah, and we could. This is the fall. This is the fall of a transportation.
Just to re-emphasize this is like perfectly tender meat. The potatoes are smooth.
Yes. The beans are fresh. I mean, and in a moment, outside, move away from the table, we're going to get some mountain skyline.
Oh, okay. Let's prepare for that. So I just want to note I finished the plate.
Yes.
And we had Mr. Daniel come by and ask for dessert if we wanted some coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I am in the era, so
Yeah.
I said yes. So we're gonna get some dessert with coffee if the train keeps going. It's bad. I feel like our lamp is dying dim. What would this be doing?
Everything's okay. What's that?
What is this? What would that have been? Is that just a vent or something? That's an air vent for us.
Is it? Is it? This is an air vent. Yeah. I'm sorry.
To call your purser?
Oh, yes. Yes.
That was it.
I believe so, yes.
Wow.
Let me get a better look at that.
Looks like it.
Yes.
Very
I believe
neat.
so.
Good. I was just telling Dylan that this mirror is interesting because if you think about it, if you're traveling on this train in the 20s, you're about to get off, you need to check how you look, you got the mirror here. Just a simple accommodation to see how you look.
So, Karsten, what was the best part of your meat, potatoes, and greens?
Just the amount of care
Yeah.
put into it. Like you can tell it wasn't just something that they put together and, they do this thing.
Yeah, like canned foods, it came out of the freezer or something.
It's dinner, guys. Pay attention to the train.
Right, right.
There's really attention to detail. Look at the detail.
Look at the detail.
All right, we have our coffee cup here, and we've got some creamer ready.
That's right.
Getting ready.
Look at this. Look at this. It's beautiful.
This is fantastic.
This is authentic China. This is authentic China that came from railroads days gone by in places like these. So
That is incredible.
I'm still just in awe over everything.
It's very similar, if there are any Titanic enthusiasts, it's a very similar era of experience.
I can understand that. I'm not so much, but I can understand,
I mean,
the similarities.
you have to be an enthusiast to make Lego Titanic.
Oh, you have to either be an enthusiast or clinically goofy.
Well, we all know what the answer is. Would this be considered first, second, third class, like in comparison to a ship?
So, here's the thing about the Pullman. The Pullman is indeed the first class car, but there are two halves of the Pullman, you see. There is the, almost like cabin, the compartment.
That we saw going to the restroom,
Right.
yes.
Yes, that would be first class. You have basically a private room all to yourself on the train. What we have here is sort of this half room style setup where behind Karsten there is a wall, and behind me there is a wall. But almost, it's more like a half wall, you see. So
Right,
it does offer some privacy. This would be about second class.
Okay. I've always considered myself a second class citizen.
So I've never even considered you a citizen.
Dylan and I are just remarking on the grim realities of riding on a train in the South, particularly during the 1920s time.
Yes. So we were talking about segregation on railroad cars. One of us made a statement earlier about who would ride on this car and who would not be allowed to ride on this car. And African Americans in the 1920s would only be allowed on this car if indeed they were waiters, cooks, or servers at Pullman porters. And on the lowest rung of passenger car, would be where African Americans were allowed to travel on, but even then they would still be segregated by race.
So even if you had the money to ride in this car,
even if you had the money, but especially in the Deep South, that was the truth.
Wow.
Only coach, maybe. This is indeed an immersive experience, but it is still a fantasy. You see, right?
Decaf or regular?
A regular, please. Thank you.
regular, please.
Please, if you can, give my compliments to the chef for the roast beef earlier. It was absolutely phenomenal.
The gentleman that walked by you is here 12 hours a day doing that. So
Is that
Wow.
right? Wow.
All right.
I will tell.
Oh, yes, please do. 12 hours a day.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to pour my creamer in. Little one.
Feels like when you're a little too honest with your kids. It's funny.
That is the best cup of coffee I think I've ever had. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how. It's so rich. That is delicious. That is just delicious.
Now, not that I doubt you, but I'm not a coffee drinker, so let's see how my experience is.
I've never known you to drink coffee or even seen you attempt to drink coffee, even in jest.
This is going to be interesting.
I'm curious to see how this is going to go.
All right, so we're just going to put a little bit of creamer that we can fit in there. There we go. Look at that. Nice, nice. We're going to go back and forth. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is smooth.
It is very smooth.
That's incredible.
You're sipping mine as well at the same time. Here, because I've
actually-
never seen this before. I think we deserve.
You might not again.
And I might
this
not again.
just tastes rich.
All right,
Wow.
now we await our dessert.
Ah, yes.
And here is the dessert.
Well, now we did differ on this. We did differ
Yes.
on our dessert. I think Mr. Daniel said it was a triple chocolate.
Okay.
So we have some cream, we have some ice cream, we have a strawberry, we have the chocolate. What do you have, Dylan?
What I have is a good old-fashioned apple pie, a great American dessert, as we know. Some whipped cream and a strawberry.
Wow.
Yep. Yep.
Wow. Hold on, let's just try a little.
Is it rich?
That is very good. That is like, you can't taste a hint of dryness or staleness. It's like it was just made in the back.
How's the ice cream? Try the ice cream.
Okay, gotta admit, does not have taste to it.
Doesn't have a taste?
Does not have a taste that I noticed, but
Okay.
it is very smooth,
Okay.
very complimentary.
First, I'm going to start with the ice cream because I'm curious.
I think that's the
It tastes
same ice cream.
homemade.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
homemade, yeah.
I just have to. That's a beautiful little scene there.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
It's well into the evening now.
It
And
is.
all right, let's try the apple pie itself.
what's it taste like? Is it flaky?
It's just perfect. The crust is not, it's not flaky, but it's got almost like a buttery taste to it. And the apples taste fresh and sweet, yet a little bitter. Oh my goodness. It's a delicate mix. Because usually, like with some pies that I've had, it's like, the crust is the thing, or the apples are the thing. This is all of it together.
Well, with that, we shall enjoy our dessert from second class. But it tastes like first. Okay, so we have a lot of different lights flickering here and reflections, but those are all tombstones, correct?
Yes, those are mostly Civil War tombstones.
Those are Civil War.
Yes, this is one of the
My gosh.
Yes, I think it's the second largest cemetery in the country, and
It is huge.
It is massive.
You
It's
can
it's
look
very,
in any direction and you still see
Right,
it.
right. It's a very difficult thing to pass by, I have to admit.
That's a
Yes.
very solemn reminder.
Yes. Yes.
Now, were these all people killed in action or just part of the war? Do you
Well,
know?
I believe it is both.
Okay,
I
good.
believe it is both. A mix
Wow.
of both.
And
But
you see on the hilltop there's an American flag.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It's just, it's the sad reminder of what division It does
Yeah.
to people.
But also how we've persevered.
True. True.
They have stopped the train so that we can get a better look at this. There's the flag. And there's this part of the cemetery.
I do wish that it were illuminated a bit better, but at the same time, it should stay dark.
It should stay
what I
there.
mean?
It's a dark moment in history. All right, Dylan's going exploring. Dylan, get some good footage, okay?
I'm going to get some very good footage.
All right.
Put my phone in this.
All right. Ooh, professional.
Yeah. I'm wandering through parts of the Pullman because I want to be able to see the extent of the car. Look in here. Seems like there's a connecting room here. This would have been closed off and that would have folded down, I believe, to form a bed. I think the seats would have folded out to form a bed as well. Trays and things. I heard just now 2 short blasts of the horn, so I think we're about to get going. Okay, this is the kitchen. Across here into this car. See the chefs over there. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Not mic'd up right now, but I am full, certifiably. I'm enjoying the views as we head back. Karsten is really getting into things and listening to some 1920s jazz to get into the spirit.
I'm in the era.
He's in the era. Our bellies are full, and it has been a fantastic night. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Maybe another stimulus check. All right, we have made it back to the station. It's been a good time, hasn't it?
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's disembark. Thank you so much. Thank you. You as well.